so good.
God, it's been a long time. So, today's very special. Yeah, because you've opened the nectar.
Yeah.
Quite loudly. Today's very special. We have the guest we previously alluded to last week. We haven't discussed the pseudonym. I'm okay with the first initial Syzzle, but I don't know if that's too close. If that's too on the nose.
It is.
It's too on the nose.
Kind of slightly nicknamey.
All right.
Yeah. I said Syzzle.
I'm okay with Syzzle.
I'm down.
Okay, so Syzzle.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Syzzle, for a little background,
Please, mansplain it. Don't let her talk about her own background.
Well, no, I'm going to let her talk about her own background.
Once you're finished.
But I'm going to, obviously I have to speak first, being the male.
Men always have to speak first.
Yes, well, in this room you do.
The blanket fort of chauvinism.
Yes. Misogyny corner here in the basement. I just wanted to talk about why I chose to have a guest was for the opposite of the misogyny. You know, we're two dumb guys sitting down here talking about shit we probably don't understand. So I figured,
the female orgasm.
All kinds of stuff, you know.
I'm woefully undereducated.
Oh, woefully undereducated.
And such things.
So I wanted to bring someone in that I'm not going to say is like it's kind of in the field, kind of not in the field, but you know, just is around it a lot more than we are. That's for sure. So
like because she's a female?
Well, it's both. It's a female perspective as well as you know, we touched on a lot of conversations in the other podcasts. So we talked about things from toys, items to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were going to be comparing the size of women's turds to men's.
Well, we could.
We totally could.
I mean,
I'm just saying. I thought that was the perspective.
You guys probably win.
Really?
I don't know.
I've seen some. I've quite literally seen some
too,
shit.
I don't know.
So, if Syzzle would like to go ahead and list your. If you want to list your qualifications,
credentials,
your credentials.
Not that you need them to be a part of this.
I don't think you need to give specifics though.
Yeah,
it's
not
I
a real thing.
know. You know, hashtag
we all like to maintain our anonymity here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first and foremost, I like sex, as I would hope most of us do. Other than that, like it's just kind of gathered knowledge, and now having to go into the industry, if you will, and be able to sell products to people so they can enjoy themselves and be safe with their bodies. So. Yeah, there's quite a bit that a lot of people don't know.
I think, and one of the important things that I wanted your perspective on, which is something that Razzle here has the notion that men are have underrepresented, and that women have a plethora more than men do.
Not just in the options, but in social acceptability.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's long time running. Society doesn't really like women to enjoy themselves, as far as I feel. So
I feel like the sex toy industry is the exact opposite, though.
Well, it's because of the different ways that we can orgasm.
Men have been fucking women forever, both literally and figuratively. But at least, you know, the world has given you plenty of opportunity to go fuck yourselves as well.
But has it? See, that's where historically it has not. You touched on hysteria.
Yeah, let's talk about hysteria.
So hysteria. So when she's acting hysterical, hysteria. They coined that verse off. What was it? Hysterica, Greek for uterus. So
that's why it's called a hysterectomy.
Yeah, no, that's exactly why they coined it that, and it was considered that the uterus was often like fucking wandering somewhere. So they had to reconnect it with the body by orgasm.
Yeah.
Doctors understood women had libidos, but a little vacation. But they didn't understand what to do with them. So that being said, all they ended up doing was kind of pretty much telling us to go fuck ourselves. But then they took that option away. Dildos were totally acceptable at one point, but then that was, self-abuse. So self-abuse. Yeah. You guys are self-abusing yourselves as well, but
finger raping the sin cave.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
The Cave of Wonders.
The Cave of Wonders.
Touch nothing but the lamb.
So it's taken a long time though for it to actually come to the point that it is now. I mean, vibrators weren't even invented for the sake of actually helping women. It was to help the male doctors that were done finger banging broads to get them off. I mean,
what a hard life.
I was in the wrong profession.
What a hard life that is.
They weren't even necessarily like gynecologists. These were regular doctors and women.
It's like a certificate program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6-week certificate program on how to relieve hysteria.
Seriously, like it wasn't even just the U.S. It was because you touched on like worldwide shit. It was the U.S. and like Europe that had no idea what the fuck was going on. So doctors would have women in and masturbate them to relieve hysteria. Women flocked back. Inevitably,
well,
they
yeah.
had, carpal tunnel setting in.
Who wouldn't?
And someone thought, well, like, let's figure out different sex toys to help with this.
Well, was I correct in that a doctor had, like, one of the first vibrators was located in a doctor's office? Okay.
Yeah, without a doubt. They tried all kinds of different things.
Just right next to the pen holder.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. They tried all kinds of different stuff, though. It wasn't safe. Injuries and bad things, of course, because I had no idea, these fuck machines, if you will. Yeah, they're not necessarily good things.
Wait, back up.
Are you referring to the doctors or the implements?
The implements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've never been called a fuck machine.
Yeah, can I put that on my business card?
Oh, you totally could. I think it's a pretty solid
fuck machine.
Pretty solid title. But yeah, that's definitely something that they had to invent to help themselves. So that became the first vibrator.
It wasn't that women are going through a tough time. Let's figure out a way to make their lives better. It's women are being a pain in my fucking ass. Let's figure out a way to make our lives better.
Exactly.
That's what you... Okay.
Exactly. And then companies started actually coming up with their own and selling them. Hashtag not sponsored. Sears Roebuck back in the day.
Good old Sears Roebuck.
It was in their catalog.
Right
it was totally in their catalog. And it was acceptable to have these massagers, if you will, at home.
They still call them massagers
they
in
still
some
do,
places.
Totally. I totally have old school looking fucking massagers at my store. But yeah, they were all good with that until movies came out. Stag films ruined it.
So would you say that...
Speaking of which, if you're into a little bit of history in that area, have you seen the show The Deuce?
No.
It's on HBO. It's about the whole stag film industry and how it's about its beginnings in New York. Not that it began in New York, but it's about how it began in New York on in Times Square. Or just off Times Square. Times Square used to be like a gigantic shithole. Not a lot of people know that. But it takes place right off of Times Square, and it goes through like prostitutes, and then slowly how prostitutes started doing porn and stuff like that.
Speaking my language.
There's a whole lot of dick in that show.
All right,
FYI.
you lost me.
Just dick
pick
everywhere.
me up though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're yeah.
There's dick.
Look out.
Did the Bears win?
Or there's
I think the Bears may have lost.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, if the historical aspects of that industry interest you, it's a decent show.
I'll check it out.
Maggie Gyllenhaal gets naked a lot, but she's not really my thing.
I'd prefer to see Jake.
Would.
He's also playing Mysterio in the new Spider-Man, so I'm really excited. Anyways.
You have a Spidey boner.
At least a happy.
Yeah. Go, spit my web goo. So, so what I wanted to go back on was Razzle's statement that men are underrepresented. Would you say that that's like nowadays? Would you say that if you were to walk into a store or something like that, what is the split? Are you going to see 50-50 men's stuff, women's stuff? Are you going to see 70-30 women, men? Basically, Razzle's saying that when he goes into a sex store, all he sees is the dos entres, and that's it. And then, but women have 90 different vibrating toys and things at their disposal.
Well, that is true. It is like a 70-30, I feel, even walking into my store. But there's reasons behind that. You walk into any store, you walk into a clothing store, whose section's larger? Who has more options?
Women's,
yeah,
generally.
Same, yeah, exactly. So that being said, women spend more money. I have women that
That's
come and buy
an interesting point of view. I didn't even think of that.
That's what it is. I mean, you sit and you think about the fact that
spending my money.
I mean, not even to mention. I mean, we'll get to like how we have to orgasm and the different ways of that and why that is.
No, we're gonna get there.
But but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing with oh, that's pretty. I have had women buy toys from me straight up had women buy toys from me because they're pretty.
Yeah.
24 karat gold plated. That needs to go in my hoo-ha right now.
I can see there's an aesthetic thing
so
to it.
That's kind of an overall, I feel, in like.
I thought Kim Kardashian
area.
had somebody to shop for her. I didn't know she was actually going to the store herself.
Well, I mean, I would hope she fucking picks it out online at least, and it's like, go get this one, because if someone else is picking her sex toys, that's pretty.
Kanye is, of course.
Yeah, Kanye.
He's a god. Kanye West is God.
Okay, sure.
This dildo looks like my face.
Fucking Kanye. That guy. Let's not even start on him.
So what we're saying is that it's not that we're misrepresented. It's just we are the core.
The solution is following the market.
Right. We aren't the core market for it.
That makes sense.
And you have to remember that now, historical shit, vibrators really didn't become okay again until like the 70s when women started opening their mouths more and burning bras and
right.
You know, that's when they became popular again and okay to actually like have around and have in your home. Like not even still okay, but
giving them to grandma for Christmas.
Yeah. A little bit maybe. Hopefully grandma needs love too.
Having toy parties and stuff and
yeah, like I feel like that was probably more so what it was back then, because you couldn't just go to a store and really get these things. So they had
you had a shoulder massager and a back massager and whatever.
Egg scrambler.
Yeah, but it took a long time. I mean, stag films that's like 20s, right? Like 1920s-ish. So 50 years rolls by. Women are still trying to figure out how to come on their own. A lot of doctors are like, "Oh, go fuck your husbands." Awesome. Totally tried that, man. Now what? The 70s rolls around, you can actually have vibrators back. So now the industry is like catching up with itself.
Maybe it's even oversaturating itself.
Exactly.
Like it's like
I know that
everything.
I know that if I don't come regularly, I oversaturate.
Well,
I saturate myself fully.
That's not good for your
prostate.
prostate.
Become fully saturated. I work that guy.
That's not good. Oh.
Good. That's important.
That's
Seriously,
part of it.
We'll get there too.
Oh boy.
But that's
that's
another thing.
That was the next thing I was going to say, is that are we really underrepresented, or are most of us so repressed that we don't want to try half the toys that could go either way?
Exactly.
My thing personally, I've never walked into a sex shop like, I want to cram that right up my ass. But maybe that's just my preference, and maybe that's my upbringing in society and whatever telling me that I don't like things up my butt.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I don't like things up my butt.
Well, you think that?
No, I think
maybe if you tried it though.
I mean, I got an extra mouse here. You can give that a shot?
Okay, that's a little big to start with.
A little wide.
I mean,
all right.
Do you at least have lube? I mean, we could try it with lube.
Come on.
I might have some in my purse.
This multi-tool.
Ooh, see, much better. See, that's smaller. Oh, and you opened it now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's self.
Well, we don't need to.
It's flared, so it helps you advance as you go.
Okay.
No, but that's a true story. Men are not open to that. Even women come in and what's that? And I explain this vibrating butt plug to them, and they're like, and that's for me. I'm like, well, it can be for you, but it's really for him. What? Yeah, that should go in his ass. It's okay. He'd like it if you tried it.
I don't even like taking shits. Like,
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion.
I'm a big fan, as we know.
I don't.
I'm currently wearing.
You are poop pants.
Pajama pants with the poop emoji on them.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
Literally wearing his poop pants. I like it.
I don't like anything around the butt. But hey, you know what? I never say never. I'm not like hard foot down on it. I just some occasions have arisen earlier.
Today?
Not today. Where it's been an almost thing, and I wasn't.
Color me intrigued.
Well, we're not gonna.
Well, we are going there.
All right. Listen, there's been situations where things have been going down and hands have gone near areas, but
that's when the klaxon goes off.
Right. It's
red alert.
See, but why?
I just ask. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, why did I didn't stop it. I was fully okay with letting it happen. It didn't come to fruition. I think it was a mixture of. I think I was like subconsciously, like clenching my ass so tight that.
Gee, I don't know why it won't go in there.
Plus, I just didn't like the prospect of anything going near me without some sort of lubrication.
Yeah, lube is a major thing.
So I think that was why it probably would have happened if the right the right things were in place. Oh, somebody!
I'm so glad my house is draining.
Is that the water fountain?
And now the heat turned on. It's fucking wonderful.
Oh, we won't be underwater.
Well,
and we'll be warm.
Yeah, Razzle Dazzle Studios needs a furnace.
I hate my life. I hate recording when there are other people home.
I know.
It makes it so much fucking harder.
Well, if you want to look at getting a recording space,
no, I don't.
I'll get a recording.
Maybe
space.
when we're mildly internet famous and can at least break even. I don't care.
That's true.
So anyway,
we can find another basement.
They're dime a dozen these
basements. Okay, so that covers that kind of.
Well, does it? I don't want to cut.
Well, no, I think
says a lot. She's got a whole fucking notebook.
I know she does, and we're gonna get to all of that. I just wanted to move along the discussion and kind of cross that bullet point off and say it's not necessarily that we're misrepresented on purpose. It's just the market goes a certain way, and we as men might be more repressed than we think we are.
That's part of it.
Here's my thing: I think if men thought that other men would be more accepting if like two friends were talking and one of them had a sex toy for themselves, they're never going to share that with another guy because for fear that the other guy is going to think that they're super weird.
Yeah, I'd say most guys.
And that's one. Two is if my assertion was that I would think most women think a guy's weird if he fucks a rubber canister that he keeps in his drawer.
So I cannot speak for all women on that point. I find no problem with it. Get off. It's a healthy thing. Do that. I've seen dudes walk into my store. They're like contractors from out of town. There's like 4 of them that walk in and buy fucking. Wait, I'm trying to think of like non-namey ways to put this again, but masturbators. They'll come in together and leave together to go come. I mean, that's.
Like as a group or individually?
No, well,
they just buy one and share.
They just get a whole circle.
They individually buy their own. I mean, you could Limp Bizkit.
Hey man, whatever. I'm not saying that's
but yeah,
bad.
I mean that's something that I don't know is too weird between even dudes. I guess it depends.
I would say most dudes, it's probably. I don't know.
I mean,
our group of friends.
We're different.
Our group of friends isn't a good test base because we've literally been to sex shops before, and 2 of the 3 of us walked out with
items.
See, that should be perfectly normal and acceptable.
I was totally fine with it. I didn't care.
I know. I'm saying maybe I'm wrong,
but I wasn't really a fan of the item that I took home.
I remember asking
that.
I remember asking you a week later, like, "Hey, what was it like?" And like, "Oh, it's like fucking a plastic can."
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to say?
Those are the worst. Was it pre-lube too?
No, it was a silicone based, kind of like a fleshlight, similar, but it had 2 ends to it.
It's dos entres.
Dos entres.
So, but here's the problem. It's a gimmick because both ends felt the same.
Well, yeah.
But
it's the visual aspect.
It's. I guess.
You're fucking the bottom. You're fucking the bottom of a fake can of Dos Equis now.
I mean, this kind of looks like a mouth, but it's not really a mouth. But my problem was that, and I don't want to go the wrong way, but it was too snug. Like, I don't know if it was.
See, that's what I wonder about them. I don't have a dick, so I can't go fuck one and find out. But if I did for a day, I'd fuck a couple different things to figure it out.
Just to see. All right, let's try this. Okay, seriously. That's interesting.
And especially now being in the store, there's all kinds of them. Oh, dude. So we ended up getting it's a regular vibrating masturbator and whatever, but it has VR glasses.
Oh God, you're
totally got him. Totally got him this week, man.
Oh my God.
And you get the app and I'm assuming GoPro. How cool would that be? GoPro camera porn.
We're getting to my dreams here.
No, that's what I'm saying. You to be that guy just wearing the GoPro, just fuck it away that. That'd be kind of fun. You're not.
I wouldn't leave my house.
Be random.
We know.
I know.
I was pretty excited to see it though. I saw the new thing. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I figured out how to turn it on. No one could figure that out. I was like, oh, I got it. Well, and then I found these glasses.
Let me ask you this though: as the technical revolution around virtual reality and porn comes to fruition, do we now feel that women might be underrepresented? Is there as much VR enabled
that's where
porn
it
for
comes
women?
down to, I think, a matter of difference in how we're turned on. You guys are very visual. Like lingerie, yeah, it makes us feel sexy. That's more so for you guys. It's a big visual aspect for you. Women, it's a lot in the head.
Is that why lots of women fuck really ugly dudes?
It could be a fucking thing, dude.
No, they have money. That's what that is.
Fucking money. Bitches and money.
Yeah.
Ugh. Seriously.
That's what we're
Shouldn't
saying.
be a thing.
You don't got to tell me.
Just saying. Shouldn't be a fucking thing. But yeah, distinct possibility. I mean, if a guy makes you laugh, you did. If a guy makes you laugh, I mean, he could be unattractive, but he fucking makes you laugh. So you decide to go home and blow him, right?
That's
on.
my in.
But prime example.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to blow Dazzle.
Yeah.
Because he made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, it's my gift. It's a gift and a curse.
Well, really, it would have been that you wanted to blow him. But...
That's what I said. I wanted to blow him because he made me laugh.
Okay,
Right.
strike that reverse.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I'm so funny when I make him laugh. I want to blow him.
See, I've tried many times to blow myself, but
You need to talk to Marilyn Manson. He figured that out of here.
No, that's a wives' tale.
And either way, it's cheating.
What, getting a rib removed?
Yeah, and then A, I don't think that actually happened.
No, I don't
didn't.
think it. I don't
And
think
B,
it.
I don't.
it's cheating.
I guess.
So
That's okay.
I mean,
Yoga helps.
I was just gonna say. I was like,
That'll
take
get you there.
6 months of yoga, you'll be able to
You can go
lick your own asshole.
Yeah, dude. If you went knees to ears, that's like dick in the face all day. Just saying.
Preaching in the choir.
Hey, listen.
Try it out. Let me know how it goes.
I mean, I had a piece of my vertebrae taken out, so I mean, I might. Who knows what dreams can come for me?
Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse.
Mine too, actually.
I was in Vegas this whole week, so
Sin City.
yeah, my voice is a little hoarse. But
Why?
I just drank too much last night.
No, that works.
So that's
I did that for 5 days straight.
Oh god.
Actually 6 days, but
How'd you fucking survive? I could not do that.
Vegas. You've ever been to Vegas?
Mm-mm.
Vegas is rough, and I highly recommend going.
I want to go.
Vegas is amazing.
Is it bad that I want to go to the Bunny Ranch?
No.
I don't even want
Is
to
that even
go
still
to Vegas. I just wanna
there?
go to
It is
Nevada.
the
I would
owner
hope so.
died, but
yeah,
it's still
Dennis
there.
is dead, but like, you know, I still want to go.
It's still there.
Interesting.
And recreational marijuana is legal there now, in Las Vegas.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Vegas is amazing. It's the only place in the world that I've gotten off the plane and been like immediately like, yep, I'll move here tomorrow. But today, tomorrow, I don't care. Let's go. Fuck it. I don't care.
You don't want to live there.
I would maybe it would prove me wrong. I wouldn't live in Las Vegas. I'd live in like a suburb.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is there's no snow. There's very little rain. The land is cheap. And you're right outside of one of, a city where you can get literally anything you want at any given time. So I want 5-star dining. Boom, right there. I want a world-class show. Boom, right there. Like, you can, I would view Vegas as my, like, entertainment buffet. I go up, get what I want, and I fuck off.
I don't think the suburbs are very good, though. I don't think they're very safe.
I mean, it's like suburbs of Chicago. It depends which suburb.
I don't know. I'd have to
I wouldn't want to live in the fucking Maywood of Las Vegas.
My only frame of reference is CSI, so.
Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure the basis of that show is people getting murdered. And if we're talking about the worrying about getting murdered, there's not much worse you can do than Chicago.
If we were to live there.
Yeah, I guess. That's a true story, too.
I
know people that died. I grew up with people that aren't alive anymore, so that's okay. Yeah. It happens. Thus is life.
It's a circle of life.
I thought you were about to play a sound effect and blow my mind.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you're just knocking shit over.
I could pull up I do have the soundboard.
Please don't.
I've been going through a lot of it.
It's so loud.
I know it's super loud.
And I don't have the mental capacity to learn how to turn just that channel down.
Oh, yeah.
So please don't.
I know how to turn that channel down.
Okay. So what else do you have in your notebook? Oh, my God. I fucking hate you. It's still playing.
I am like so lucky. I don't have to hear this.
What is this?
I don't have headphones, so like this is fantastic. I just get to see reactions. Oh, now I hear it. That's right.
What is that? What in the name of Christ is that shit?
Oh my god.
Please.
It was. You ever see the world's worst cry with the guy who's just like, and he's crying for 5 minutes?
No, I haven't.
Well, that's what it was.
Heard it.
And I have had no want. Please don't.
I'm not. I'm gonna.
Don't do something again.
Minimize it.
Okay. So what have ye on your pad of wonders?
Well, I had like a bunch of notes on masturbation, so we kind of like went
let's
over
go.
most of that. Minus the fact that women have different ways to come. I mean, we all have different ways to come, but for women with toys, it makes a big difference on what you're going for. Quite honestly, some don't want anything internal. Some only want external toys, so they can see. Women upstairs cheering for them external toys.
Give us the external.
So that's it. Like some only want clitoral play, so that's what they pick up. Some want both. Some only want something that's internal. Some want something that vibrates. Some that don't want anything. They want that suction cup to fuck in the shower.
Yeah. I've always thought that wasn't fair.
The Razzle special.
You have them. There are mounts for your toys nowadays. Just so you know,
vagina.
There's a mount for you to mount.
A mount to be mounted.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make me the mountee.
Yes.
No, that would make me the mounter.
Mounter.
Yeah.
They would be the.
Well, I mean, unless you're really getting freaky in your shower.
Mount myself.
It's
Oh, here's an idea.
Mounts on mounts.
If you had a sex swing in your shower and the shower was big enough, and you had a suction cup vagina on the wall, you could swing yourself back and forth into it.
Some acrobatic shit.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's a lot of work.
Why would I want to put in that much work?
Whatever, bro.
Plus, that'd be a really
don't limit how high I can fly.
Yeah, this will be a really long.
See what I mean about society judging?
Just sitting.
Judgy Jason over there.
I would super judge you for that one.
Whatever.
But yeah, no, that makes a big difference in how that we can come. You guys, I don't know. I feel like if everyone opened up a little bit more, the industry would explode even more than I feel it kind of is anyways these days. It's.
I feel like America's going backwards in that regard, though.
They're trying to.
Well,
yeah.
They're definitely trying to.
Like liberty, liberalism regarding everything, I feel like is going backwards.
It is. It's kind of messed up. I don't really understand the thought in general of why we have to be so uncomfortable with our bodies.
Or uncomfortable with other people being comfortable with other people's bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Like, I have no fucks given. I don't. I'm open to pretty much whatever, minus like sounding and pegging.
Like
kind of good on those.
Like being involved or like people enjoying it?
No, like me doing it. I mean, to each their own. Right on. Those are things I'm not like.
Wait a minute. So if you were in a relationship with somebody and they were like really, everything was going great, and they're just like, hey, this is a thing that I'm into, you would judge them on that?
No, I wouldn't.
After
judge them
all
on
of this?
No. There's no judgment. It's just the fact that it's not something I'm particularly into. Like I know that it's not something. I've thought about these things, and I'm just not necessarily comfortable doing it myself.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because you can't feel it. If I could feel it, again, that
you
dick.
Can't feel a hand
if I
job?
had the dick, yes, I can. My hand is around it.
All right. All right.
All right. Like probing your urethra, getting a little nervous about where we're going with that to hit the prostate. All right, like that's a thing. That's sounding. So like I'm not really down with that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to be sticking some stuff in your pee hole trying to figure out how to get you off that.
I've been tested for chlamydia once, and it was the worst.
See, like that's not good stuff, right?
I
mean, but some people are into it. Some people are totally into that, and like God bless them. Do your thing. Totally
so
cool,
okay, let me ask you this then. Well, let me ask you this then. What if you're in a relationship with a dude, they say that they want that, you say no, would you be cool with them doing it to themselves?
Absolutely. If they're comfortable doing that, they know how to do that with themselves. Absolutely. That's their body. They can feel it. I cannot. Okay. I cannot. That would be like the same thing again with the pegging. I don't have that dick to actually feel like the force of which I'm fucking you.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Like these are two things that I hate the most. Like these are the two topics I hate the most.
Pegging and sounding.
Pegging and sounding. Oh my god.
Sounding scares me. That one really.
Do you want to know why?
You tell me why.
Can I tell you a little story?
No.
Okay. Go on.
Go ahead, you fuck.
So this is why I don't like the idea of sounding.
It all started with Boy Scout camp.
Okay. It all started. I was 7. No. I had an ex who had a you might know the story. Had
extremely wide urethra.
Had a super wide. You could wear her vagina as a hat. No, she had a lower permanent retainer. And
in her mouth?
In her mouth.
Okay, not in her vagina.
Not in her vagina.
Okay.
She didn't have vagina dentata or whatever that stupid teeth vagina.
Yum.
It's a condition.
It's real.
But one day she was filleting me, and her retainer was like partially off.
Yeah,
see that face?
Yeah.
That's why this bothers me.
I cringed so hard. My neck is spasming.
See, that's it. That's why.
And I felt the pain of this metal object going up.
I think there's a difference between piercing the skin of your penis and like inserting something in your
literally went right in. Like I could feel it, and I've never been the same since. Emotionally.
If only, what potential you could have had that not happened to you.
I know.
Sounding totally could have been your thing. I'm sorry.
So anytime I hear the word or anybody talk about it, it brings me back to that.
I used to throw up when I ate pickles when I was little. I don't throw up anymore. I mean, things change over time. Would you be interested in trying again?
No.
Hold on. I have an implement.
Oh, my God. It's like a little dick dildo.
This is a 3.5 millimeter to 1/4 inch headphone jack adapter or microphone jack adapter.
I'm gonna throw up.
It's ribbed for your pleasure.
Again, you should really start smaller. But if you got lube, we could try.
Look, you're gonna make me throw up.
And it's flared at the end, and it's got a grip, so you won't lose it in there. Really, this is the perfect sounding tool, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not in the industry, but if I had to say,
not far off, straight up.
I mean,
it really isn't.
Straight up, like she said.
It's like a Game of Thrones looking
next topic.
And if you don't want me to be too close to you, I can just
next topic.
See? But now you're using the same tool that you put in his ass. That's
No, I cleaned it.
I hope so.
I'm done. I'm done talking about this.
Thank you.
I put it in the oven at 350 degrees.
Let's move on.
20-25 minutes just till the cheese melted.
Let's move on. Cool.
Okay, Captain Uncomfortable Pants. Captain Repression.
Pants. Ugh. But since you brought up the doing kind of things that people don't like, cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus. Yeah, we should talk about that.
Who doesn't like cunnilingus?
First of all,
from a female perspective.
The clitter me, clitter you, clitter us.
Clitter us.
Fucking brilliant.
I know.
Right?
Fucking brilliant.
I've heard a lot of good things about that.
That's such true story. But
I was so wasted when I came up with that, but I still think it holds true.
It does. It absolutely does.
It's not clitter you or clitter me.
It's
clitter us.
See?
Fun for the whole family.
Well, now you made it weird.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Jesus.
No.
I enjoyed that for all of 5 fucking seconds.
Not me.
But no, that was something I actually thoroughly enjoyed listening to you two discuss.
I mean, hey man, it's fun for everyone.
I mean,
it really can be and should be, quite honestly. I don't really understand any oddness around that either. I'm just like open sexually. Like, let's talk about this shit. Let's try this shit.
I think you probably have to be, at least in one of your professions.
In one of your professions, yeah.
Yeah.
Been like that since always, though, and that's why I think I've not been able to wrap my mind around people that aren't that way. So in discussing even my life with men or women on the subject of oral sex, like, what's wrong with it? Why not?
I don't have a problem.
So do you think most men? What do you think is the percentage of men? Well, I mean, you only have your instances.
Yeah, but women talk.
But right, but in your circle, women you talk to, your life, like, what do you think is an accurate percentage, or how would you say men overall? How do you think they are at the cunnilingus?
I kind of feel like whether male or female, quite frankly, it's like maybe a 60-40. 60 are like pretty good at it. 40% are just kind of like meh or no.
Is cunnilingus...
Wait, hold on. Let's differentiate. Are we talking about people's willingness, or are we talking about people's skill
ability?
Because you can be willing and terrible.
True story. Okay, so skill-wise, I'd probably maybe flip that around just because of that sake, that some will do it, like, just for the sake of starting it up, getting it going, whatever.
You gotta lick it before we kick it.
Yeah,
right.
But
you
gotta get it soft and wet so we can kick it.
So you think
you gotta show you're able and go below my navel.
So you think 40% do it, but are actually good at it.
Yeah,
and then 60% are willing to do it, but not necessarily your cup of tea.
I think that goes a long way, in my opinion. Willingness, I think, is just my opinion. Willingness gets you a long way.
But
does it though?
But that's the thing. Is that what you said last time? I'm pointing at you like people can see. Razzle. What Razzle said last time. Do you think that cunnilingus or fellatio, but more specifically cunnilingus, is like pizza? Like you should be happy you're getting it at all. Like
no, that's bullshit.
Right? Like
either end. No,
would you rather not get it if it was terrible?
That was something you guys brought up. In the whole like, oh well, if it's terrible, you just tell them like, oh, I'm not into it. To do that. That's bullshit. No.
I think if you're, I think if you're
that
like,
can be worked on.
I was gonna say, I think if you're in a relationship and you trust somebody and you're open with somebody, you can guide them. Because I think willingness is the harder thing to fix.
Hold on.
In my opinion.
No,
hold on.
It's.
Let me back up a little bit. I didn't mean it in necessarily in a relationship sense. Because I said on the podcast, in a relationship, you can fine tune and learn your partner and other things, and you can work on them. I'm just saying, male, female, just sexual encounters in general, not necessarily relationship wise, because a relationship takes on a whole different dynamic. I'm just saying, guy meets girl at bar, goes back to his place, is terrible at fucking going down on her. Should she just be happy she's getting it, or is it her place to be like, nah, I'm just not into that?
I think it's like buying a pastrami sandwich at a deli you've never been to before. In general, pastrami on rye with a little bit of Swiss cheese, sauerkraut,
it's always
going to
be good.
Fucking amazing. But you get it home and it's super disappointing. I mean, you're not going to go back out and get a different pastrami sandwich at this point.
I would. I wouldn't eat the sandwich.
So you're saying that it's better to not get it?
Yes, I'm saying that if I meet some chick and we go back to my place and she decides to start filleting me, and this is my perspective as a man, and it's not doing anything for me. She's not good at it,
chewing bubble gum.
She's just gnawing on my fucking non-existent foreskin.
It's like a big bag of rubber bands. Just chewing on a big bag of rubber bands.
So just move on.
But that's what I'm saying. I would just be like, no, I'm not really into that, and then
Why
we
does
move
it have
on.
to be anything? Now you just kind of moving on. See, that's where there's no fucking smoothness in anything anymore. Everyone's gotta be sensitive about it. Like, honey, I really kind of don't like the way you're sucking on the tip of my dick right now. So if we can move on to fucking, that'd be great.
I've never said that in my life.
It's just kind of like, oh, well, this head sucks. All right, well, I'm just going to pick her up and put her on the bed and start fucking her now.
Right.
Like, just make the transition. It doesn't have to be this whole thing. Now, if it's someone that you're going to, like, continue to see, fucking work on it. If it's some random fucking one-night stand, like, go in, get your fucking jollies, and call it a day. Isn't that the point?
I'm not saying you have to make a production out of it.
Well,
I'm not saying I'm gonna draw up a diagram on a board.
Well,
I'm just saying
like,
I would
I'm
just be like, I'd pat her head and be like, that'll do, and then
yeah. How will the rest of that night go?
Yeah,
Gee,
right?
I wonder.
Yeah, look at you. I'd be like,
hey, listen,
you touched my fucking head.
It's worked before.
It's worked before.
The naked man.
I've done a pat on the head
3 times.
It's nice. It's A for effort.
You tried.
Now come on up here. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I look at it in that sense. If it's not really working that well, find something else going to work to just.
I just want to kiss your rubber band dick mouth. Come up here, sweetie.
I used to be really weird about that. I used to not kiss after.
Really?
I don't care now.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah.
Now it's
get over it.
Yeah, I don't really care. But back in the day, I'd be like, ooh, no, you stay over. Go to the Listerine.
But see now with your love of doing such a thing, was it the opposite where you'd go up and just expect her to just like be all up in your girl?
No, see, dicks are gross.
God,
wait,
don't even.
Dicks
are gross after you like work out and like come back and you've got like sweaty fucking balls going on and.
Yeah, but that's the balls.
That's disgusting.
That's the balls.
That's like, yeah, but your dick.
So
sometimes it wafts into the dick.
Balls.
That's where you draw the line.
Not my dick.
Is ball mouth.
I mean, like that's the whole. Why are dicks gross?
I
don't think dicks are gross.
My opinion, I do not favor Las Vergas. No son buenas, which is interesting because verga, which is dick, is the female. Anyway, So it ends with an A, so it's female.
Yeah, but I think it's AS, so it's the.
La verga is the dick.
Oh yeah. So anyway,
I'll be honest about the fact for a while, all the guy friends I had in high school and shit, I was like, yeah, you don't have to do that. I heard horror stories about guys going down on chicks. Nothing but terrible things.
Yeah.
And about some of my fucking friends. And I was like, oh, all right. So, like, these broads sleep over at my house.
Wait. Horror stories, like, from the male perspective?
Yeah.
About the vaginas?
I've heard this shit,
okay.
Yeah, for like years. Okay. So for me, I was kind of like, you don't have to go down there. Like, I do my best with my own hygiene, of course, but like, I don't stick my fucking face in my kuka. So like, you know, hearing other dudes sticking faces and coming up, you know, holding their breath.
Yeah.
That's a little.
I've had some experiences.
So it's like that's my whole thing with why dick is disgusting. It's like, all right, so you can go get in the shower and you can wash this thing that hangs off of you.
Yes.
I'm still not going to touch it though because dick is gross. But hey, why don't you stick your tongue in my vagina that I actually can't wash properly because it's not good for my hygiene?
That's true.
That's fucked up.
Medically.
Yeah, like
so
really, you're not supposed to do.
You're saying it's a bigger.
That's not good.
You're saying that men going down on women is actually worth more than women going down on men.
Yeah.
So we're talking what 2 to 1, 3 to 2.
We'll stick with the 2 to 1. Let's stick with the 2 to
1.
1. Oh, jeez.
Winning.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the way I look at it. After hearing the fucking awful things, I mean I've encountered some, you know, not so great dick in my life, but like. Perfect remix.
What's the worst dick you ever had in your life?
And
worst.
Why? Okay, so
it's like a bag of sand.
We're gonna need name, address.
Nah, it was
phone number.
This dude just like he had like hair like on the base of his like dick, like just like, and it just there was nothing he did to shave or fix. Did everything, manscaped everything else.
That's the worst you've ever had.
Fucking gross.
Jesus, you've lived a great life.
You know what? Sheltered. I think it's because of the fact that like I don't have a problem with these things. I mean, I had a friend that like I know didn't smell so fucking great because of like you know some girl encounters. Yeah, and like so I wasn't really down with that, and that bothered me more so. That bothered me more so than hairy dick.
Well, I mean, that's just natural.
I know.
That's what I call my dick and balls.
Is like
Harry and the Hendersons.
I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
Thunderball.
Oh, man.
I made up a new nickname for my genitals the other day because I was messing around with Siri and nicknames.
Just like Siri.
So I made a new nickname and used it to I made it my own nickname, and so I was texting via Siri. Trying to find it.
This is comedy gold right here.
I mean, it is.
Thank you.
No, that's
Wait
not it.
For it.
You guys can continue.
All right. So, hairy dick was the worst dick. I want to tell you about the
Captain Bone Thunder.
Oh my god, I love it though.
Captain Bone Thunder.
You could be an Avenger.
Oh my god. Yes,
Captain Bone Thunder.
Captain Bone Thunder.
Captain Bone Thunder.
Oh my god.
Leader of the Sex Vengers.
And the first Sex Vengers.
Boom.
So I had a really bad vaginal experience when I was younger, and I'm surprised it didn't scar me. Considering that it was so young, it was very early in my sexual history. I think I told you the story. Razzle.
Is it the battery acid story, or did I just give away the plot?
No, I mean
that sounds like
that might have been.
Story.
It was very similar to that. Well, it was one of. I want to remain anonymity.
It was a member of the friend group.
Yeah.
At the time, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Listen to this fucking cunt. listen to how this happened. Okay.
How do you feel? Sorry to interrupt. How do you feel about the word cunt?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay. Continue.
So, I started dating this girl, and I lived pretty far away at the time. So I came out to see her, and I had told her, hey, my parents aren't home. We all know what that means, right? So I drive with her all the way to the suburb that I lived in because nobody was home. And, you know, I take her clothes off, and, you know, I'm like doing the thing down south.
Scribbling on the old turntable?
Yeah. And oh my God. It literally smelled like someone took a shit in her vagina. Like, it was bad.
See, and that's a lack of
that's a back to front
hygiene.
That's a back to front wipe.
It was. I thought she's either because, and then not only that, but she must have gone to the bathroom at some point in the time that I was with her, like relatively around the time that this happened, because I'm down there and all of a sudden I'm like, there's like a fucking piece of toilet paper in my mouth.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, see, these are the stories I've heard.
Oh
that I'm just
like a toilet paper ball.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, and I turn my head real nonchalant, and I'm like,
oh God, it's exactly what I imagined you did.
yeah. And I went back to work.
You're a soldier.
And soldiered
Took one
on.
for the team.
And yeah, not only did it smell like shit, but it tasted like fucking you put your tongue on a Duracell battery. And that's okay because I get the acidity.
That could be things that she ate.
Could have been.
So much can fuck up our pH. It's actually really
like
shitty.
Blesseth you.
So that's not the thing that the battery I can deal with because I've had acidic vaginas in my life. This was one of the first that I've ever come across.
Yeah.
But from there, this is the worst part. I do all this work. I put in my time. What does she do? Puts her clothes back on. She's ready to go home. I'm like, you've got to be fucking.
She was done.
Unfortunately, this was before Uber.
Yeah. So then I drove her home, and then I was just like, I can't.
You drive her ass to the metro. Figure it out.
Yeah, or I should just took all of her clothes and just been like, okay, bye. But
I think there's a website like that.
So that was probably one of the worst experiences, like overall. We're one of the worst vaginas and experiences.
See, and that kind of brings us to that like reciprocal factor.
Oh, that's right.
That should be a fucking thing.
Shouldn't it?
Either it goes
Yeah.
full circle, or there's no fucking circle. All right. That's where I'm at with it. I mean, and that's even saying like, no, of course,
without
like
representation.
Yeah, I am all for the testicle tea party.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Testicle tea party.
Strong supporter right here.
Toss the vaginas in the bay.
I wish I had that strong of a will and conviction as
Hashtag testicle
else.
tea party.
See, but I think that's a part of it because that was something you guys brought up with it, like the emotional factor, whatever. Yeah. I feel like women often think it's something that they have to do instead of possibly thinking that they well, here's the idea. Some have experience like in high school and shit that they feel like that's what they have to do to start things off, to like have sex. Like it's like you have to. It's a part of it. You have to do this.
Blowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of us I feel like grow out of it and actually like enjoy it. I feel like some maybe have some bad fucked up experiences that change that aspect. Like, no, I'm not doing it. But really, if you expect it to be done to you, you should be returning that said favor.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that when you're younger, that is part of the bag of tricks as a woman, and that is how the flow. I think the flow is very static when you're younger. Mm-hmm. So it's I hit this, you hit this, then we have sex, and then it's all good.
Well, I think
that's how it goes.
Part of that too, when you're younger, is you have to maximize your time efficiently. Whereas when you're older, you could be like microwaving a Hot Pocket and like, oh, I feel like fucking now, and just throw her on the counter and go straight to town. You know, but when you're younger, it's like you have to maximize your time. So I want to hit all of these. I want to hit all of the check boxes and then ejaculate, and then mom comes home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's much more regimented.
I don't know. Maybe I had a lot of car sex.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't have to worry about that so much. So time wasn't a matter of fact for me.
But I think
not everybody A, has a car. B, maybe they don't have a car till they're older. Whatever. Anyway,
just saying.
I didn't. I just didn't like it. I hated having sex in the car. It was just too I like to be comfortable.
I had a 2001 Dodge Stratus Coupe, and I fucked in the back of that thing.
So did you?
Now husband. But
no, I had an Intrepid.
Oh,
and it was the only car I ever had sex in was the Intrepid.
That's so funny.
Because it was at least semi big enough to do something.
Yeah, those the early 2000s Dodges were gigantic.
Yeah, and that was fine.
It's almost like they were purpose built. Try and dodge this.
Actually, I remember I had. Oh wait, I shouldn't tell this story. I'll tell it. I don't care. I actually had sex in. One of the few times that I had sex in my Dodge Intrepid, in the driveway of my grandparents' house, and then I left. and then I left the used condom in the seat handle, like the handle in the back seat for some reason, and then I don't know why.
What an awful place to
leave it. Yeah. I just stashed it there. And then I got back together with my girlfriend who broke up with me like 2 weeks previous. And then we were in my car and she was like, "What the hell is this?" in the back. Like, I was like,
"That's so gross."
"Oh, that's from us." She's like, "I don't." She's like, "We've never."
I missed you so much. I saved it. I bring it everywhere.
Creepy and gross.
We actually.
It's better than the alternative.
The ex and I actually did do stuff in that car. So I said, "Oh, that was from you," and she believed it after I told her. But I was like, "Whoa!" Not like I did anything wrong. She broke up with me, and then
kind of the same. Like,
but it was
different zip code.
But the funny thing about that story is that night that happened in the driveway, I had just come from a party that my ex-girlfriend was at and saw me with this chick. So it was a whole big.
Not a lot of coming that night.
Yeah. Well.
And then she decided to have a threesome with a couple of chicks at the party at the party, while a bunch of dudes watched, and I was like, I've already seen all of this. So
yeah, dude.
So, anyways,
that makes sense.
So
checks out.
The last part of because we've only got a couple more minutes. Unless I don't know what your schedule is. If you want to go on and make it a 2-parter, I don't know.
Well, I can cut this part out at some point, but it all depends because we are out of Tuesday through Friday content. We're not out. We got like one more.
So we got to record some serious Castlevania. Okay. So one of the last things, or one of the more important things that I wanted your opinion on was we kind of went off on a tangent with like artificial
insemination
stuff. Not artificial insemination.
One of my favorite tangents.
You already spoken earlier about the VR goggles, right? So do you see a trend in the industry going towards VR or mechanical options
or AR? I think would be cooler than VR.
AR would be awesome.
Augmented reality. So what it is instead of it replacing the entire image, like you're in a different room or whatever, augmented reality has cameras on it that still shows you your house wherever you are.
I've seen that. Okay.
And it just places new objects into the room. So like you're fucking in a virtual person
in my bed,
in your bed, or in your bathroom or the McDonald's bathroom or whatever.
See, like I think that sounds super cool. For the sake of it actually going there, yes. Something you guys had mentioned prior was the artificial intelligence thing, and that going up and playing. And I got to tell you, all I thought about was fucking Westworld, and not like the HBO show, no, like the 1973 movie.
The book? Oh, the movie.
Yeah, and just fucking that. Sorry, hitting shit over here, breaking stuff. It's what I do. It did. See, because the AI is scary. Like that's the thing that kind of freaks me out about it, is if it actually goes to that extent of being able to pick and choose. I mean, as it is, the sex doll shit, you can literally pick eyes, hair, breasts, hips. Like,
would you buy a sex doll?
All of that? Would I?
Yeah.
I mean, like. Maybe one day if I had a shit ton of money, like just for the fuck of it.
Is it just the money that would
that
prevent
the only barrier to entry, or
if it was $20, but it was amazing and it would look just like your mailman or whatever, like or your next door neighbor or whatever. Like if you could get it like one of these. Is that the barrier of entry? Is I don't want to spend $5,000.
Well, that's going to be a part of it. I mean, there are people now that don't want to spend $100 to get off. It actually ends up being how much your orgasm is worth to you. Quite frankly.
So how much is your orgasm worth to you?
For me, I mean, if I had the money, yeah, maybe I'd get a doll. But for the sake of that, that's weird to me because it's never going to be warm. It is never going to actually touch you back.
Never's a dildo
but even
or
that.
You can warm. I mean, there's no such thing as a self-heating
There's a warming toy,
sex toy.
There are, but
there's the Pyrex ones that you microwave in like a warm bowl of water
they're
or whatever.
actual like self-heating toys now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See?
But for that actual sake of like, you have to pick up the cold toy and wait for it to heat up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never going to be.
You got to wait for the husband to heat up.
Do I though? I don't.
I don't.
Maybe not quite.
Maybe not quite as long.
No, but that's the thing for me that I think I would hope wouldn't let it get that big would be the want for human connection and intimacy.
I think
because you can't get that with a fucking
I think that's
doll
that's what you said, Dazzle, when I said that there are sex dolls for women, but it's like it's not the same.
No.
You know, it's not. They're not
I feel
popular.
especially for women, us being like far more emotional beings actually than you guys are.
Right.
I just don't see that going far enough with women. Dudes,
which is
being
interesting
able to pick
because
out what they want to fuck,
women
maybe?
are willing to spend more money on sex toys.
Yeah.
But the most expensive sex toys are bought almost exclusively by men. That's just a weird gap. Like the $0 to $100 or $0 to $200 market is flooded with women, but the $5,000 and up market is men exclusively. It's just very interesting.
Well, that I think that ends up being the point of like there are body parts, as I like to call the body part section at my store. So you can totally like walk up and buy the ass or the pussy to go home and fuck. Like that's totally it had to go somewhere from there. It had to go somewhere from there. So that's how I look at it. It's just like another little advancement of well, we already have the ass, so why not like put the legs and we have the pussy like attach the titties on the front too. So that I just feel was kind of an advance that was going to have to make. For women, because of I think that headspace more with it. I just don't think that the
rubber
random
face.
Being, of whatever that is, rubberish laying there is ever going to actually be enough. Now, for one to go out and buy one, sure, because you can't really like get on top and ride a dildo. You bring up all the shower thing, this and that. You can lay there and like fuck yourself with it, but you can't actually ride that. Not really. We have something called I don't know who makes it, but it's called the Cowgirl at our store.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. So like that, you want to get that? That's like $2,000. So come into my store, buy that for $2,000, go home, and you could just fucking sit there over it. How many
have you sold?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
Quite honestly.
How long has it been available?
As long as I've been working there.
Oh.
And it's sitting on the shelf the first one was the Sybian.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well,
that's different,
yeah,
though. That's not like
the Cowgirl's made by women
internal
for women.
thrusty toy.
And this thing sounds like you're like starting a fucking motorcycle. It is crazy.
Yeah, it's got a
power?
A 5 horsepower Honda motor in it.
Man, it is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see that actually ever.
It's all that exhaust coming from mommy's bedroom.
Oh my god, it's black smoke.
Don't worry, kids. Just open a window. It's gonna be okay.
She walks in with a 5-gallon gas canister, a jerry can.
It smells like Skittles and exhaust in there.
Oh my god.
Well, on that note, I believe we are.
I believe so.
We have reached climax.
We have reached the end of the Pleasure Dome.
I enjoyed it.
The thunder thrust.
Thunder thrust.
Captain Thunderpants, was that it? Thunderloins.
And the Sex Vengers.
Thunderloins and the Sex Vengers.
Oh my god.
On that note, do you wanna play us out with some sweet copywritten jams?
Yeah, I will.
Some copyright infringement inducing jams.
Do you want to go through your rigmarole?
My rigmarole. So we are on YouTube. We are on podparadise.com. We are on Spotify. We are on iTunes. Notice that iTunes is now last on my list because they've been frustrating and annoying me the most. But we're available fucking everywhere. So like, comment, subscribe, swipe, mail us bags of jizz. Whatever floats your boat, really. On that note, play us out with the sweet.
Oh wait, and you can't forget. Thanks for Syzzle.
Oh yes,
for coming.
Thank you very much
and
for being here.
Being our guest.
You're very welcome. Thank you
very much for being here.
So if we have any
share this with all of your friends because we need more listeners.
Yes,
I do.
And
when it comes out,
and if we ever do a part deux, we'll have you.
And come hell or high water, this will be out tomorrow. So
all right.
And here we go.
Eventually.